Greetings! Today I want to introduce not just a new harmonica, but an entirely new category of harmonicas, my twin harmonica system. Essentially it's two harmonicas mounted behind a single mouthpiece, generally with a slider to select between them. And these harmonicas could be of any type, chromatic, diatonic, chord, bass, tremolo or octave harmonicas. Some customizers have tried making these complicated double harmonicas in the past, but they were generally pretty bulky and suffered from poor volume and response. But now, using modern tools like CAD design, which I taught myself a couple of years ago, my own 3D printer and laser cutting, I've managed to reduce the size and improve playability significantly. My patent pending twin harmonica system opens up a whole new world of enhanced possibilities for adventurous harmonica players who want to explore beyond the limitations of current models, which have remained largely unchanged really for about 100 years. When you start thinking about it, the possible combinations of harmonicas are virtually infinite. But in this video I want to introduce just 5 new harmonica models that have never been available before. I just want to say that all the harmonicas I'm about to show you are handmade prototypes from my workshop. They come in sort of different colors because there's a 3D printed element. This is actually the patent pending part, and that comes in different colors because it's just the color of whatever filament was in my 3D printer at the time that I made it. Okay, well the first one I want to talk about is got a red kind of main unit, and this is the master slider, and these are the two secondary sliders linked together. The master slider chooses between the two harmonicas entirely. In this case I've got an F chromatic and a G chromatic, so I can play just a normal F scale, push the button in, and I get the G scale. But each scale is fully chromatic, so on the F scale, and then I've got a little blade here, which is part of the patent, which locks the master slider in position, and then now I can get the G scale fully chromatic. So two chromatic harmonicas, totally functional in this one harmonica. I mean, there's incredible range of new phrasing possibilities that it would take. I'll explore in a whole video devoted to just this configuration of the double chromatic. But one cool thing you can do with it is you can now get whole tone trills. So normally on a normal chromatic, semitone trills only. Now I can go use the master slider to get whole tone trills. I mean, if you think of Baroque music, jazz, all kinds of folk music, whole tone trills are just used all the time, which were never possible on the harmonica before. So, for instance, a little phrase like, I mean, it's kind of reminds, it's sort of a Baroque kind of ending that they use a lot. So anyway, these whole tone trills are just one of the very cool things you can do on the double chrom, which is tuned a tone apart. When you start thinking about it, the possibilities of the double chrom, two chromatic harmonicas in one instrument, are just amazing. I mean, I just showed you one which was a tone apart, but you can have them in widely varying keys, on different tunings, all sorts of things. But anyway, here's just one more I've got made up. This is a double chrom, which is a low C, high C. So it's 4-octave chromatic harmonica in a 12-hole format. So if you start in the middle octave, you've got your low C scale, and then in the same place, if you just push the master slider, the normal C scale. So you can get some widely varying octave shifts. Okay, and there's some music which requires some very fast octave shifts in classical music or jazz or whatever. This kind of instrument would allow a player to just use the button to avoid all this, all that sort of stuff. You can just go. Because this whole thing is so new, I've been having fun experimenting with different brands of harmonica. And the ones I've showed you so far were using the Herring 5148 as the basis. But check this one out. This is a a sort of a V, flying V you might call it, made from 2 Hohner CX12s, and this is actually a double crom in C and D. I've actually tried a couple of other brands. Suzuki's one. I made a quarter tone double chromatic. This is again a totally new instrument that's never been made before. I made it for a young rising star of the harmonica and the jazz scene, Roni Aitan, who's not just a jazz player, but he loves to play Arabic music on the chromatic, and quarter tones are essential for Arabic music. But anyway, here's a short clip of Roni playing his quarter tone double chromatic. One really cool free reed sound is the octave sound, which is where you've got 2 reeds playing at once an octave apart. And many people have lusted after an octave chromatic harmonica. It's never been made before, but here it is, the octave. I call it the octachrom, and it's kind of in Swedish colours. This one, you've got a yellow button and a blue middle, and here's the sound. So the octachrom. Coming as I do from a diatonic harmonica blues harp background, I was always a bit frustrated when I picked up the chromatic that I couldn't bend notes on it the same way as I could on my blues harps. And I know lots of other people feel the same kind of way. Well, now it's possible, because this baby here, this lurid yellow beast, allows you to bend notes just like a blues harp, as well as get a full chromatic scale. It's actually 2 chroma benders, my chroma bender which I came up with a couple of years ago, tuned a semitone apart. So you can get that chroma bender sound. You can play full chromatic scales just with bending alone, but you've also got the chromatic scales with the button. So it's a fully chromatic harmonica, but it gives you all that beautiful bending expression. So every note can be bent or done with the button. And these bent notes can be held down to pitch. So every note can be put with a button, or you can bend it. Again, the expressive possibilities, the enharmonic note possibilities are mind-boggling, basically. So this is a whole new ball game in the world of chromatic harmonica. As I said earlier, all the harmonicas I've demonstrated in this video are workshop prototypes, and I'm still tweaking little details to perfect the construction. But I'm confident enough in the performance now to make them available for anyone who's interested to buy. And so if you're interested in pre-ordering any of the models I've shown you, or maybe some kind of exotic variation that I haven't thought of, the pre-ordering details, contact details, etc. are at the end of the video.